Greetings, this is Chris Turner, in-game name Strange Aliens, and today we're going to start our simple build series looking at some very basic building practices. So today what we're going to focus on is looking at the different ways we can build Atlas defences. So I've already cleared out this area here and I've put up a few sort of basic trap tunnels that will deal with the husk so that we can focus on building with the Atlases while we're doing it. So this is a 2 Atlas mission. It's not something you'll encounter until later in the game, but it works perfectly for here because it allows me to show Atlas builds of both the different styles of builds. So there's really 2 ways to build an Atlas, and we're going to look at both of them here. So the first thing, when you first come into the game, the natural kind of assumption is to just build a massive box around the Atlas like this. That's how I think most people start off doing it. Build a square all the way round, the roof on the top, and that's done. But that is actually a really poor design, mainly because once I've got this built here, I can't see what's going on the other side of that Atlas. It's really difficult. The only way for me to go and defend around the other side is to run right the way around this box. So that's not a good strategy. And also, if smashers come, if smashers see a flat vertical piece of wall, they'll run straight at it and smash it apart. So the first thing we need to learn for Atlas builds is don't build like that. So we've got 2 approaches for an Atlas build. Number 1 is what's known as the pyramid build. So we can't build there, it's not allowed on an Atlas, and we don't want flat pieces anyway. But we can build, and I'm going to build in wood, but you can build in stone or metal. So I'm going to build here, use stairs, pieces, or I can use a floaty roof piece. If I edit it like that, I can build a slope there. And then I use the floaty roof piece here, edit it so that just one side is up, like that. Is.
Not so bad.
There's a piece. Okay. Is this thing down there? Yeah, got them all. Okay, so there. Yep, bash through that bit of wall. There. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So now we've got our basic pyramid build. Let's go around and repair and reinforce these a bit. Okay, what we recommend on the top is put a cap piece on, but either build it, so if you built this in metal, make that stone. If you build it in stone, make it wood, and if you've built in wood, make it a less upgraded wood. So these are all tier 3. So if I upgrade that to tier 2, that's now the weakest piece of wood. So in theory, the husks, if they get through here, should walk up here and bash on this piece, rather than trying to bash on the sides. And then on the top here, we can leave it empty, or we can put a trap. So you could put retractable floor spikes are good. I'm going to put a floor launcher. Just fire the husks up in the air. Still with the trolls. That works nice, just launches them up in the air. These floor launchers I've got send them up quite high and they take damage on the way down. You could always put up a roof with a slope to launch them off to the side, or I could put a gas trap up the top to help with the damage. There's lots of things you can play, but what we're interested in is the basic build. So the real advantage of this pyramid are, 1, I've got really good line of sight. I can move all the way around, I can see all my spawn points, I can get over here, I can see that Atlas nice and easily. If anything's shooting me, I've got the option of diving down the side, sneaking back up again, and I've got good mobility all the way around. And that's kind of the basic. And if you've got particularly troops, soldiers playing with Outlanders, with Teddies, they can pop their Teddies up here and they've got good sight around. So it's a good solid build. Works quite well, doesn't need that much materials, and that's sufficient for most cases.
Oh, hey
Okay, option 2 on the other atlas is to do what's known as a reverse pyramid. Oh, damn, it's blown my trap tunnel up. That's why you don't shoot into trap tunnels, people.
Yeah, not possible.
Should have seen the propane there. Okay, so we've got our pyramid build, and now we're going to do what's called the reverse pyramid build on here. So this is an alternative approach. This is one I tend to use quite a lot if I'm playing solo, because it has a particular advantage. So we can use a reverse floor, we can use stairs reverse round, or we can use the roof piece. And what we're doing is building a pyramid upside down, like that. Now, the pyramid here has the advantage that Smasher won't charge it because there's no vertical pieces, but if they see you, they will charge up, and they'll charge up and run right over the top, and then you're absolutely sorted. This works way, there's no vertical pieces, the Smashers won't charge, they'll just walk up and try and bash on this piece of wall here. I'll just zoom these up. And that's our basic pyramid build. We can put stuff over the top if we want to. We could put floor here, make like a T-piece of floor for a bit of protection. Personally, I tend not to bother. Personally, I just tend to put one on the top here, just to survive any lobber stuff, and leave these open. The reason I like to leave these open is because I can then navigate around here. I can come up, take a shot, drop back down again for cover. Come up here, take a shot, drop down here for cover. And if I've got roofs on, I can't do that. So that's kind of why I am.
Sorry.
And that's what I do. So that's my basic build. Now this I can kind of enhance fraction more. I can put floor pieces underneath each of the slopes, and then on those I can put floor launchers. So husks will come in, they'll walk into here, start bashing on this piece of wood. The floor launcher will launch them up, fire them back over here, and then they'll have to repeat. And they can just do that over and over again. I can stay in the middle, do repairs, pop up with a gun, shoot them, duck back down again to be safe. If you really want, you can kind of expand it out. So you can put some floor spikes here, gas traps up there, just to give them an extra thing, but I'm not going to bother. Don't really need it. This works really well. Okay, the other thing you can do, if it's a really hard mission and you're expecting lots of smashers, you could actually ignore the coverage.
Get out of here, you jerks!
Let me see, look, that's even survived reasonably well with that smasher, with that thing. So the other thing you could do, you can put a roof on here and put ceiling zapper here. Ceiling zappers good because they fire through the thing. Gas traps and that won't work there, but ceiling zappers will. So floors here are getting pushed back, they're also taking a zap from the ceiling zapper. And that works well, particularly if you're soloing across many atlases, but I like to have the manoeuvrability to move around along the different things. So, there are our two builds. Basic pyramid. Smashers can't charge it. Good line of sight around. Works well in a group mission where you've got multiple people defending. Alternative build, inverted pyramid. Works better, I think, in a solo mission because I can kind of defend all sides with minimal movement, popping up, and if the husks do get through on the pyramid, they're going to get up and start bashing on it. On here, they'll get handled and knocked out by this. The one important thing to remember if you're doing the inverted pyramid is don't put a piece here. If you put a piece here, it just raises the husks up high enough and they can walk through the gap. If you don't have pieces in the corners, the husks can't walk up there. I can, but the husks won't. The husk will always go this side. So as long as if you're going to do this, don't build all the way around it, just build those. And all I'm going to do now, I'm just going to stand out here, drop my base on. Okay, so let's have a little bit of a gameplay and see how these do behave. The other advantage of this one is it's nice and easy to get to the Atlas.
That's enough blue glow.
And I'm just going to stand around and snipe. I've got some basic trap tunnels here over that side, basic trap tunnel here that you saw me blow up before. It's going to be a changing direction storm, so I think at some point they're going to come over from here as well. But I'll build on the fly if needed.
There's so many of you.
So they're going to come up here. Hopefully they'll die down there. So really the main idea of these builds is the Atlases are your last line of defence. You really, see here they go, they're bashing on the wall, launchers launch them back and I can pick them off quite happily. And really what you don't want is you don't want husks getting to your Atlases. You want the husks dying in the traps over there and over there, and just one or two, or maybe occasionally a smasher getting through, making it to the end, and then they're nice, easy to defend. And I can just stand up here. If a blaster or something comes in, I can duck down here. The blasters are coming in. I can duck up, shoot, duck back down again. So there we have our examples, 2 builds, pyramid, easy to move around, good visibility, and a reverse pyramid, which I personally prefer, especially on solo missions. It just gives you a bit more extra protection and a good base from which you can sort of pop up and shoot stuff. Hope you enjoyed that build. My name's Chris Turner, in-game name Strange Aliens. I hope to see you again when I'll be looking at some different types of builds for other objectives.